On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what a guan. A blessed and wonderful Sunday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps, to the name Sunday, the official Red Rice and Rooster Day. Yeah man, me I tell you. And also the day when some of the regular ones and ones them out there traverse the church. So whilst doing so, please remember On The Spot News Media's loyal viewers and subscribers in your immediate prayers. You definitely see how Jamaica run right and also you know for sure. So we need that now more than ever. And to all of the regular ones and ones them out there in the kitchen I deal with the finger licking chicken, blessings pan the Sunday. Yeah man, me I tell you. And to everyone out there traversing these streets from Moran Point to the Grill Point, safe travel, pan the gravel, and as always my peeps, continuously look out on the corner yeah, cause the old dirty corner boy them always out there. Alerts, yeah man. So in the morning my peeps, as I can see, we're traversing the streets of the most troubled, crime-riddled, war-prone police division, that's the St. James Police Division. In the morning, we will be paying special attention to a community that sits in a rural section of St. James, known as Flower Hill, where we have seen a flare-up of violence since mid last year that has claimed the lives of over 12 persons, and within that more than 12 persons that has lost their life due to that ongoing gang war are these two little boys presently on your screen. 7-year-old Justin Perry and 9-year-old Nakalivia Smith. Really sad. I'm pretty sure seeing these faces have brought back the saddened memories of losing two kids in such a brutal and horrific manner in the general Flower Hill, Salt Spring, Megitap era of St. James. Now, before we get into the meat of the matter, I just want to highlight certain things that, especially as males, and females alike, but more so males, we are cultured, and it's also in our innate nature to protect females. We always strive to be the protector of our women because that is just within our nature, is a natural thing for us as males to do, and it is also cultured for us to see the female as the weaker sex, the person that is not likely to do anything bad or evil or whatsoever the case may be. But that was back then. And we have to change our way of thinking and accept the fact that a lot of our females are heavily involved in criminal acts, activities, and just a broad-based criminal lifestyle. We have to accept that and treat them in the same way that we treat the men. Because a lot of these wars that you see going on right across the length and breadth of Jamaica, females are at the helm of it all. They are the main instigators. Rarely they are the trigger persons. but they are the persons that instigate, they are the persons that set up the man them life, they are the persons that go out and spy and seek and get information, whether by means of just blending themselves with the surroundings or even using their bodies to get these informations and bring it back to the men, the main knockers and clappers them. So we also need to push out some of them females, yeah, who is heavily involved in the crime that is tearing down Jamaica. And in this morning's vlog, we will also be showcasing some females who are heavily involved in what you see happening in the Flower Hill community. Now, Flower Hill was one of them community there where you just not hear nothing, because Flower Hill, the hilly terrain and the bush areas, and Flower Hill are just one country. We around a one part type of country. So it just heartbreaking to see that a community like Flower Hill become this den of criminals where many has lost their lives, both innocently and the not so innocent. And most of what you see happening is caused by the females that I will be speaking about later on in the vlog. Now, all of this warrior where you see I go on a Flower Hill St. James started from a knockings and clappings that took place between criminal elements from Bird Hill, but people in the place call it Bud Hill, and also criminal elements aligned to the so-called Don for the Flower Hill community known as Scrappy. Scrappy was not there when that knockings and clappings took place, but the criminal elements who were knocking it and clapping it upon the Bird Hill man them is aligned to the so-called Don known as Scrappy. So after that knockings and clappings take place, my peeps, Scrappy had a defective firearm. So Scrappy gave that particular firearm to this criminal element here on your screen, identified as Bad Food. Now the name speaks for itself. Bad food. Any food what we consider to be bad is not good for human consumption. It run your belly. So bad food has lived true to that type of name, because bad food not have a shred of loyalty in our body. Bad food loyal to the money. So bad food will be here today and knock it and clap it with or for you. And the money sweeter on the enemy side tomorrow. And him switch gone over there. So that is the type of person bad food is. So he lives pretty much true to his name. Now the firearm was given to bad food for bad food fix it. So what bad food do now? Bad food get a little link and decide say he might go fix the strap, hold on upon it, sell it along with the motor vehicle, and try the Mexican border along with his spouse to enter into the United States of America. And that is exactly what he did. Now, I will continue with that in just a second. Now, Scrappy, presently on your screen, is the reputed gang leader in a Flower Hill. He's the main financer for everything that you see happening in Flower Hill on his side of the fence. He now lives in New York in the United States of America. So people in the diaspora, beware. This is one that you're not to take lightly. Now, Scrappy was furious that bad food sell him strap, sell him car, and take away himself through the border. And not just because him do all of that, but before he sold the firearm, bad food, switch and go start par with this brother here presently on your screen, identified as Brenton. Now Brenton Richards, as he's known, is no longer among the land of the living, but we'll get to that shortly. So the Mexican link bust bigger now, and a whole heap of man start use up the Mexican link. So a portion Tanakis and Clappis from round Bodil side there, so, and some man from Halls Lane fly out pan the link. Me a talk about man like Kaka, we a talk about man like Pistaff, and a few more top Nakis and Clappis leave out of the place. So that left Brenty alone as a strong man in the place, pan the ground. So sometime in early September last year, Brenty end up get clap way. So right there, some peeps, all hell broke loose in Flower Hill. So Brenty set a man them was hell bent in avenging his death, because Brenty a feed them top Nakis and Clappis. We are talking about the Bodil man them and the Halls Lane man them. Now Brenty is not from the community of Flower Hill. Probably he's from there, but he was not living there up to the time of his passing. But he had a lot of family members there, as I stated, Flower Hill wasn't that type of place there, so anybody could have go anywhere in a Flower Hill. Whether you're bad or you're good, it was not a problem because Flower Hill was not that type of community. So after Brenty get clapped with, his criminal elements that is aligned to him decide say, them have to find out who touch Brenty and take out that person. Now, in late October, this female and her male companion, identified as Imani Jarrett and O'Dane Smith, lost their lives to the hands of criminal elements aligned to Brenty. Now the male, O'Dane Smith, otherwise known as Puns, is said to be the criminal element who slapped with Brenty, hence the reason why Imani and Puns was taken out in such a fashion. You know, follow me? So Imani Jarrett is somehow related, whether by blood or by in-law, to the Krasmites that I will be mentioning shortly. And O'Dane Smith is aligned to Scrappy. Now Scrappy them decide say them have to slap back some people, because in the fashion that Imani and O'Dane was taken out, somebody had to see them and make the call. Thus the other criminal elements aligned to Brenty could have really deal with the situation in such a type of way. Somebody had to make the call, tell them the type of vehicle that they were in, when them a come down and everything. And to be honest, to how Danakins and Clappins that go on, if you know the dynamics and the setup of Flower Hill and the terrain, somebody really had to make the call on them. Now it is said that one of Brenty's brother made the call on Imani and O'Dane, and that is why Scrappy and his criminal elements are hell-bent in wiping out the entire family and anybody aligned to Brenty for the knockings and clappings of 30-year-old O'Dane Smith. So from right there, so Flower Hill has narrowed down to a graveyard where many has lost their lives. So fast forward a little bit. The next man will end up lose 3 points in that ongoing gang war is this man presently on your screen identified as Anthony Forbes. And his son was also injured in his knockings and clappings that he lost his life. Now, Anthony Forbes' life was taken simply because he is related to the criminal element identified as bad food, where you get the man them strap for fix and sell it and take with himself through the border. And as I've stated earlier, over 12 persons, mostly innocent ones, lost their lives in that knockings and clappings, given except a few criminals that definitely lost their lives in that particular process. Now, as it relates to the known criminal elements that has lost their lives in this ongoing gang war, is this criminal element here, presently on your screen identified as Bob. Bob was one of the knockers and clappers that took the life of 7-year-old Justin Perry and 9-year-old Nakalivia Smith, and also the criminal element that lost his life in the car with the two boys, Tevin Hill. So Bob was taken out by the police in St. Mary. And also Bob's criminal accomplice, presently on your screen identified as Travis Cummins, aka Chichi, was taken off the streets by the police and is presently behind bars pending his trial for that triple knockings and clappings that claimed the life of the two little boys. And also, of course, notwithstanding the criminal element and his girlfriend identified as O'Dane Smith, everybody else so far that has lost their lives are said to be innocent persons, and they have lost their lives simply because they're either related to or aligned to somebody on either side of the divide. So now we continue. We could talk about the main set of Krasmites them now we are instigate all the way you see a go on. Now the Queen and Princess Krasmites of Flower Hill are as follows. And we are talking about mother and daughters. And these Krasmites, my peeps, is not no regular type of Krasmite like we on the Spot News Media usually carry. Them Krasmite have a long history of Krasmitism, a very long history. They are well decorated in the field of Krasmitism. Yeah, man. Now I'm speaking about the mother, Carmen. And I'm also speaking about the daughters identified as Evine, aka Bling. And I'm also speaking about another daughter. That's the one presently on your screen in the pink, identified as Elkay. So Evine is in the long sleeve in front of Elkay in the pink. So these three, my peeps, are the three main set of Krasmite. And when I say main, there are others who are aligned and associated with them, but they are the main ones who are instigating, who are going out using their bodies, using their minds, whatsoever it is that they've used, and also using illicit funding that comes to them from Scrappy to getting some hired hits for carry out knockings and clappings in Flower Hill. And they are also the ones that keeps the gang war going, because to police that particular area, my peeps, it's really hard for the police, because to hold that particular area set up, Megitop, Flower Hill, Salt Spring, Mall Road, the whole area right there, so it's set up a way where police is always at a disadvantage. So no matter where the police them take it from, whether from Salt Spring, Montego Hills, Coral Garden side, wherever, they will be seen by somebody before them reach to the target that they're going to. And if somebody who is aligned to these Krasmites see police, them I go call them and make them know, and then them I go alert the criminal element to disperse. And for those who know Flower Hill, you know, say Flower Hill is one little bush place. So it's easy for the knockers and clappers them take with themselves, and it's hard for the police them catch them. So basically, them a give police basket for carry water in. And because we are so innately nurtured for be the protectors of females, we not really allow ourselves to see them in a certain light. And as males, we have to learn some things, and we also have to unlearn some things and understand the dynamics of our present day situation, that many of these females are just as guilty as the trigger men, because without them, many knockings and clappings wouldn't take place, because they would not have a spotter, they wouldn't have somebody to tell them when time police are come and all these things, and they wouldn't have somebody who lay down pan pillar with them at night time and instigate people's lives. So yes, a lot of feminine elements, yes, I call them feminine because they are female criminal. Yeah, man. So a lot of these feminine elements needs to be taken off our streets and placed behind bars. So to the squad of them, down at Freeport, Montego Hills and all these other police stations, Coral Gardens, you see, if you no get out them female out of the square of Flower Hill, 90% of the problem solve. So anyway, make we continue. Now them criminal element here, them feminine element here, you can't ever compare them to other crasmites who have facilitated crime over the years, because them one here do it from as far back as when the Stone Crusher gang was out in all its glory, when time them in a prime time, them criminal elements here, I deal with the thing for them. Now these feminals are deal with it from Stone Crusher days. We are talking about from the days of man like Daggy. We are talking about from the days of man like Dwayne Dawkins, aka Crime. Then of course, bigger crime. We are talking about the Nakis and Clappis them like Eldon. From way back in a them days there, them people here instigate the lives of people living in and around the general Salt Spring Megatop communities. So these feminals, they both long time a create havoc. And it's no funny, that them feminals here and Scrappy become such good friends, because one time gone, they were arch enemies. So one may be wondering how them and Scrappy end up turn friend. Scrappy have a brother with there with one of the sister them. And I saw the link make now. And I saw Bling that Evine and Scrappy become tight, and Scrappy start use she now to help him to carry out him runnings in the community of Flower Hill. So other knockings and clappings took place. A whole heap of other people end up lose them 3 points. Also to include this man presently on your screen, identified as Garfield McPherson, aka Minto. He's of a Flower Hill address in the community. Now, a whole heap of people, as I stated, end up lose them 3 points. And the criminal elements and the crasmites alike always link together, get in some importy and do the dirt. Now, as it relates to the most recent knockings and clappings of the female identified as Nastasia Smith, aka Tass, as I stated, when she lost her life, another female was also inside the house that was injured, went to the hospital, treated, and released. I stated in that vlog, this vlog presently on your screen, so you can go over and watch that to get the full understanding of how Nastasia Smith end up lose her life, aka Tass, and why. Now I stated that it's because of our man. Our man, them really want Finyam, but they know for a fact that Nastasia's spouse is no longer in the island, as he left through the border or through some other means and get himself into the United States of America also. So everyone is really wondering why they went around there and took the woman's life, knowing the fact that the person that them want is not there. But of course, we know how the bad man world works. You want to send a message to the person, say, hey, we are getting at you one way or the other. So Nastasia Smith, aka Tass, was basically the weak offense, unfortunately. So, and she lost her life. Now the criminal elements that went and do the dirt on Tass, they were housed, they were armed by a cousin of the reputed gang leader, Scrappy. That cousin is presently on your screen, and he has since been identified as Gullu. Gullu was the man who housed the man them, strap up the man them, give them the directions, them and the Krasmites them, figure Nyamtas food and broke the plate. Rather unfortunate. But as I stated again, another female was in the house. And in the previous vlog, the vlog that I did on Tass, I asked the question, who was the other female? Well, I'm going to be telling you that right now. The female that was in the house when Tass end up lose fair 3 pints. Note, Scrappy are the man who instigate Tass life. Scrappy are the man where they are Farin, where fund the organization. Scrappy are the man who link with the Krasmites them and take program and program them too. Likewise, to take out a lot of people who lose them life in the war. Scrappy baby mother was the female in the house when Tass end up lose fair 3 pints. And a Scrappy set of criminal elements them do the dirt, pantas, and end up clap can pan him own a baby mother. So Scrappy and his goons and his Krasmites and also his cousin Gullu almost took the life of his own children's mother. Can you imagine that? Now what is Scrappy going to do now? Because obviously they had no idea that his baby mother was in the home of the person that they targeted for slapway. So I would not be surprised if hear say some man get dirt and then them deal with it in such a fashion where even the authorities may be pointing fingers on the enemies. Remember, my peeps, there is no loyalty among thieves, and the friend turn enemy situation in the so-called gangster world is definitely real. Now to the mother of Scrappy, Patsy, you know where your son I deal with. You know what his younger brothers I deal with. Speak to your children. A word to the wise, I'll say no more on that. So now everybody know, say you, the man them really want to clap with Edda. That's the deceased female Tass spouse. 2 of your brothers end up lose them 3 pints in the war. We are talking about Brenton Richards and O'Shane Richards. 2 of them end up lose them 3 pints. And they are saying that you are next. It is said that you make the call, the streets attack. So when On The Spot News Media said this on the ear, this is definitely no secret in the criminal underworld. Hence the reason why your child's or your children's mother is now deceased. So On The Spot News Media now say nothing where everybody not already know. I'm just basically constructing the story so that everybody can get a better understanding. But the persons who want you lifeless, spread out like a sheet, no longer among the land of the living, have it for say, you make the call pa Imani and Puns. Yeah, man. So my peeps living in and around the General, Flower Hill, Megatop, Salt Spring, Marlborough Road communities, please be aware of your surroundings and note that this war is most definitely far from over. And to the authorities, persons in charge of the Era 1 Police Division and also persons in charge of the St. James Police Division. The females, the Krasmites, them that me call out. You don't know, even though every now and again they have a change of command in the St. James Police Division, but the grassroots police, them were there from Wappy Kill Phillip. No fear fact, so them Krasmite there is definitely a part of what is happening in that space. They need to be taken up, taken to the station, and they need to be spoken to at length. And if there's anything that you can charge them for, please fling some charges upon them so them can understand the seriousness of what they're doing. It's because of their doing, their involvement, why so many has lost their lives on both sides. So to the authorities, also, please take heed. It is not just the knockis and clappies them, the triggermen them. Also seek to focus on these females, these criminal sympathizers, criminal enablers. They are instigators that go around, go spot out, that go around, go instigate, that go out a road, go get in the importee, them travel with the strap, them pass on time and time again. These females are a threat to peace and tranquility that Flower Hill residents want to see again. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in a subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.